Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so today's an interesting morning. It seems as though we've got a mystery on our hand. The mystery of all the Kamala buses. Yeah, of course we've previously seen Kamala's fascination with buses.
I love my bus.
No exhaust, no diesel smell. The bus has Wi-Fi and even USB outlets next to every seat. I mean, come on, imagine. You can charge your phone on your way home from work. That's good stuff.
Wheels on the bus go round and round.
Yep, buses seem to be a little bit of a theme here with Kamala, except this time in a different way. People online have noticed something about Kamala Harris's rallies as of late. There always seems to be a whole lot of buses. And I don't think it's those buses filled with migrants that Governor Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis are sending to Kamala Harris's front door in Washington. No, there seems to be something else going on here, at least possibly something else. Let's investigate the mystery of the Kamala buses. We'll have a conversation about the most obvious theory, and then what the left is saying as a defense. Let's see if it stacks up. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so this is a little bit of a building phenomenon here. We covered it recently, where Kamala Harris was doing some sort of rally, some sort of event. Then we found that a bunch of Gen Z TikTok types were filming TikTok videos from various different buses, stacked with a bunch of young people.
Guys, we're going to the Harris Bullets rally. Woo!
You know, a little bit odd. A giant group of young activist kids getting bussed in droves to these Kamala rallies. And of course, at the same time, from the media and from the Kamala campaign, we're hearing how Kamala's doing these big, massive events. She's outshining Donald Trump, and she even attacked him during the debate, trying to get a rise out of him, claiming that his rallies essentially sucked and people were leaving.
And I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you. You will not hear him talk about your needs, your dreams, and your desires. And I'll tell you, I believe you deserve a president who actually puts you first, and I pledge to you that I will.
Vice President Harris, thank you. President Trump, on that point, I want to get your response.
Well, I would like to respond.
Let me just ask, though, why did you try to kill that bill, and successfully so? That would have put thousands of additional agents and officers on the border.
First, let me respond as to the
Please.
rallies. She said people start leaving. People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go. And the people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there.
They've crafted this narrative that Kamala Harris is such a product, and so she's packing the house. The stadiums are bursting through the seams. All the leftist shills are doing it yet again on X. Fun fact, the Greensboro Coliseum has the largest capacity of any arena in North Carolina. Vice President Kamala Harris filling this to capacity is a big deal, a very big deal. When she wins North Carolina, she wins the election. And so apparently Kamala Harris is filling the biggest stadium in North Carolina. Well, firstly, maybe. It's very likely I'd say that the other half of the arena that doesn't show on the camera shot is empty. But even then, even if the stadium is fully packed, the issue of buses rises again. Kamala Harris and her buses. That's the outside of the venue, where you see a massive lineup of excited people ready to show up at the Kamala rally. But interestingly enough, there's a whole row of buses next to the cluster of people. Isn't it just so odd? The Kamala campaign is claiming to have all of this excitement. Kamala is brat, yada yada yada, but they need to bus people to their rallies? You know, what's going on here? Are they pre-planning these whole events? Selecting a venue and then busing people from long distances to all show up so they can make it seem as if they have great local support? You know, that's what it seems like to me personally. The story with Kamala Harris is that she's filling the biggest stadiums by busing people there. Meanwhile, not too long ago, Donald Trump showed up in New Jersey, a Democrat state, and holy frickin' moly. I mean, just visually, the crowd size speaks for itself. So it once again begs the question, is everything surrounding Kamala Harris totally fake and manufactured? Is she just busing these people to these rallies in this Hollywood production of a campaign? I don't know about you guys, but it seems pretty likely to me. Now, of course, we got to give the leftoids their voice. Apparently there's an explanation here. We got two explanations, which is always a little bit interesting. It just seems like random theories that people are coming up with. One argument that I keep seeing is that those buses were in place as a security measure. They essentially took a bunch of buses and lined them up to protect the people in queue. Now look, it's certainly possible. I'm not saying it isn't, but doesn't that explanation raise a couple red flags? Doesn't it seem a little bit odd? And the next explanation is that there wasn't enough parking, and so people were grouped up in other parking lots and then bused to the venue. A lot of people are pointing to previous Trump rallies back in 2020 where that same system was used, linking this email from the Trump campaign on November 2nd, 2020, where the parking instructions state parking is not available at the venue, therefore shuttles will be available to transport you to and from the event starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. Please see the diagram for available parking locations. And so that is a possibility, but then you think, didn't we just learn 2 seconds ago that the Greensboro Coliseum is the biggest arena in all of North Carolina from the Kamala bots shilling this as a massive success? Well, yes, we did. And so if we simply look at the Google map, well, you notice probably what you would expect. At all of these big coliseums and big sports stadiums, there's usually a whole lot of parking. And well, would you look at that? Yeah, I'd call this a sea of parking. I'd say this is more than enough capacity to fill the entire venue and then some. So I'd say that explanation is certainly copium. Look, it is possible that it's just a security wall. Some people are suggesting that the same buses were in place during a Trump rally at the same event. And so look, maybe I'm going to be as fair as possible, maybe, but it still doesn't debunk it all entirely. It's possible that a lot of people were still bused to this venue, and it doesn't change the fact that this whole busing phenomenon in the Kamala rally campaign continues to be a very real thing.
Well, behind me, hundreds of invited Harris supporters are leaving and boarding shuttle buses. This was a departure for Kamala Harris, leaving toss-up states to come to New Hampshire.
I've been covering Trump rallies and Biden rallies for the last 4 years straight. I've never seen this widespread, extensive use of buses as we're seeing with the Kamala campaign. I know she's got a fascination, the wheels on the bus go round and round, but the question remains, are people really so enthused for Kamala Harris, or is it just all manufactured? And these supposed record-breaking rallies that she's doing, are they genuine? Do they stand on their own? Or is it all just a performance? Kamala Harris really fill up a stadium like this without bussing people in or having Cardi B on stage? I don't know, I guess we'll have to see as the next 50 and whatever days roll through here. I guess we'll be on the lookout for the Kamala buses. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.